one of the guys who was kind of starstruck. He was a rock and roll player. He played bass in a band, and every time any celebrity would walk by, he'd run out and get their autograph and get on a first name basis, get their phone number, call them at Christmas time, sell them fish for their Christmas parties, etc. He just had that kind of personality. And he goes, "Let's be world famous." And when he said that, everybody's looked at him like, "What? Are you nuts?" There he goes, And John goes, "Well, but wait a minute, why not?"
The biggest part of being world famous is to make a difference for you as a human being. Every human being, not just someone who's buying fish, but anybody who comes in contact with us, we're committed to making a difference for you for that moment.
Because there is a tendency to go back into, oh, well, I'm selling fish, And no, you're not. You're not selling fish. We're doing something more than selling fish here.
I had no idea that Pike Place Fish could have such an impact in the world.
Just making it birdie,
When I was 25 years old, I took the business over, and I really didn't know how to manage people at that time. The only way that I knew how to actually run a business was to be kind of like a tyrant boss. You did what I told you or else, and I would watch you every second. It was a big step for me to turn from a tyrant owner to someone who actually trusted people and to give away power.
My wife worked here in the market, and she knew John, and suggested that I had to call him. Well, and I had started a consulting business, and she thought I should be making more money.
We were on the borderline of going under at that time, actually here at the market. And when he showed up, he said, he wanted us to hire him as a consultant. We said, there's no way we're going to hire you right now.
So basically what I told him was that, well, if we'll have a meeting in which we get everybody together, we will create a future, and we will do it in a way that allows it to fulfill itself, to become fulfilled. And if after 3 months you don't see some progress towards that future happening, we'll quit. You can fire me.
With that agreement, I did hire him.
So in these meetings that we would have, in the beginning, everybody drank beer and smoked cigarettes, and there was a lot of swearing. And when I introduced this whole idea of that you could create reality, and I was like, it took a while, many meetings, and one by one, they kind of started to get it.
Now we cut the swordfish. Part 2.
What came down yesterday? How to make clams? Might be in the bathroom.
What we mean by the power of personal responsibility is that you are responsible for everything that shows up in your life and how you react to that certain situation. You have the choice. But most human beings don't know that. Like they become a victim of the circumstance. And we do a lot of work with what's the conversation that goes on between your ears. If I come to work and I see somebody that's really offline, the first conversation that shows up for me is blah, blah, blah. It's not a nice one. And I could either react with that employee through that conversation, or I can actually notice that that's what's showing up for me and choose another conversation called he's a great employee and he has a problem right now that I need to support him in. So I come to him and I be with him differently. when we hire people, we let them know that we don't have jobs here. We have just an opening. We have a position that's available if you make the team. And if you're here for 3 months, pretty much they get, through the 3 months, they'll get that distinction.
The criteria for even being on this team is that you're committed to the purpose. If you weren't committed to the main purpose, you wouldn't even want to be on the team. Whatever it is that you are all committed to as a central purpose has to be purposeful. It can't be just merely to survive better, because you'll end up manipulating yourself and other people. It's got to be something that touches your heart, and I really mean that.